What if your grandmother's kitchen once held an entire pharmacy, quietly dismantled over just a few decades, and nobody ever told the next generation what was lost? Before the 1950s, nearly every household grew or gathered a set of herbs used for everyday healing. Coughs, fevers, upset stomachs, and headaches were treated with plants pulled from the garden, not pills from a bottle. Then came packaged food, modern pharmacies, and new regulations, and one by one, these herbs quietly disappeared from kitchens across the world. Today, I am bringing 18 of them back. Stick around, because number 6 is an herb so common in colonial homes it was literally used as a bookmark inside family Bibles. And number 12 carries a reputation so dramatic that an entire spirit made from it was banned for nearly a century. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we bring you real traditional healing every single week. Let's get into it. Here are 18 herbs that disappeared from kitchens after 1950, ranked from forgotten to truly extraordinary. Number 1. Sassafras, banned from root beer by the FDA. For generations, sassafras root gave root beer its signature flavor and was brewed into tea as a spring tonic across American households. In 1960, the FDA banned its main compound as a food additive over cancer concerns in animal studies, and almost overnight, an herb that had flavored kitchens for centuries vanished from store shelves. Sassafras root can still be used in small, carefully prepared amounts by those familiar with traditional methods. Number 2. Calamus, the flavoring ingredient the FDA quietly banned. Calamus root was once used across many households to flavor candy, tonics, and bitters, valued for its warm, spicy character. In 1968, it was banned as a food additive in the United States following animal studies linking it to health concerns, and it disappeared from kitchen shelves almost immediately after. Calamus remains part of traditional practice in other parts of the world where it was never banned. Number 3. Horehound, the cough remedy replaced by manufactured drops. Horehound candy sat in nearly every household cupboard for generations, used as a trusted remedy the moment a cough started. As manufactured cough drops became cheap, convenient, and widely advertised through the mid-1900s, homemade horehound candy quietly fell out of everyday use. Horehound leaves can still be simmered into a strong tea or boiled down into candy using an old-fashioned recipe. Number 4. Boneset, the fever herb every colonial home once kept. Boneset earned its unusual name from its traditional use in easing the deep body aches that came with fever, and dried buds of it once hung in nearly every farmhouse across early America. As fever-reducing medication became widely available and affordable after the mid-1900s, this once essential herb faded almost completely from common use. Boneset is typically prepared as a strong, bitter tea. Number 5. Feverfew, the headache cure aspirin pushed out of kitchens. Long before aspirin became a household name, feverfew leaves were chewed fresh or brewed into tea the moment a headache set in. As mass-produced aspirin became cheap and universally available through the 20th century, the daisy-like plant that had done this job for centuries quietly disappeared from most gardens. Feverfew is usually taken as a dried leaf capsule or tea today. Number 6. Costmary, the herb once used as a bookmark in family Bibles. This is the herb I mentioned. Costmary, also called Bible leaf, was so common in colonial gardens that its long, fragrant leaves were pressed between the pages of family Bibles, both as a bookmark and to keep readers alert with its sharp scent during long sermons. As gardening habits shifted after the 1950s, this once-beloved herb nearly vanished from cultivation entirely. Costmary leaves can be added sparingly to salads or steeped for tea. Number 7. Woodruff, the herb regulated out of kitchens for its sweet scent. Sweet woodruff was once steeped into wine each spring across parts of Europe, its hay-like sweetness marking a beloved seasonal tradition. Regulatory concerns over one of its natural compounds led many countries to restrict its use in food products through the mid-1900s, and the tradition faded along with it. Woodruff is still used today in small, carefully regulated amounts by those who know the old methods. Number 8. Comfrey, the wound healer pulled. From gardens over safety concerns, comfrey was once grown in nearly every kitchen garden, its leaves applied directly to cuts, bruises, and sprains as one of the most trusted first aid plants available. Later research linking internal use to liver concerns led many households to quietly stop growing it altogether. Comfrey is still used today, though only as a topical cream or ointment on unbroken skin. Number 9. Tansy, The preservative herb regulation left behind. Tansy was once used across many households both to season food and to help preserve meat before refrigeration became common. As food safety regulations tightened through the mid-1900s and its compounds were found unsafe in the concentrations once used, it disappeared from kitchen use almost entirely. Tansy today is grown mainly as an ornamental or companion garden plant rather than a culinary herb. Number 10. Pennyroyal, the household herb that quietly vanished. Pennyroyal once sat in many household herb cabinets, valued for its strong minty scent and its traditional use in easing digestive discomfort. As safety concerns about its concentrated oil became better understood through the 20th century, it quietly disappeared from common household use. Pennyroyal today is used with great caution and only in very dilute preparations. Number 11. Rue, the bitter herb grandmothers once grew by the door. Rue was commonly planted right outside the kitchen door in earlier generations, its bitter leaves used sparingly to season food and support digestion after a heavy meal. As tastes shifted toward milder, sweeter flavors through the mid-1900s, this intensely bitter herb fell out of everyday cooking almost entirely. Rue is used today only in very small amounts due to its strength. Number 12. Wormwood, the bitter herb stigmatized by a century-old ban. This is the herb I mentioned. Wormwood was once a common bittering herb in kitchens across Europe, but its association with absinthe, a spirit banned in many countries for nearly 100 years starting in the early 1900s, left the plant itself stigmatized for generations afterward. Wormwood today is used carefully and in very small, controlled amounts. Number 13. Lovage, the herb celery quietly replaced. Lovage was once the go-to flavoring herb for soups and stews across many European kitchens. Its bold, celery-like flavor a staple long before the vegetable itself became widely available. As commercially grown celery became cheap and accessible through grocery stores after the 1950s, lovage quietly faded from everyday cooking. Lovage leaves and stems can still be used much like celery in soups and broths. Number 14. Southernwood, the herb that kept moths away before chemical sprays. Southernwood was once tucked into linen closets and dried into bundles across many households, trusted to keep moths away long before chemical sprays existed. As manufactured pest control products became affordable and widely marketed through the mid-1900s, this fragrant herb quietly disappeared from most homes. Southernwood is grown today mainly as a fragrant garden ornamental. Number 15. Sweet Cicely, the sweet herb sugar quietly replaced. Sweet cicely was once used across European kitchens to naturally sweeten tart fruit dishes, its anise-like flavor reducing the amount of sugar a recipe needed. As refined sugar became cheap and universally available through grocery stores after the 1950s, this naturally sweet herb faded from common kitchen use. Sweet cicely leaves can still be added to tart fruit while cooking to reduce added sugar. Number 16. Savory, the herb basil and oregano pushed out of kitchens. Savory was once one of the most commonly grown culinary herbs across many Western kitchens, used generously in bean and meat dishes for centuries. As Italian-style cooking surged in popularity through the mid-1900s, basil and oregano quietly took over the spice rack, and savory faded into the background. Savory pairs particularly well with beans and slow-cooked dishes, much as it always did. Number 17. Elecampane, the root every old farmhouse once dried for winter. Elecampane root was dried and stored in nearly every old farmhouse, ready to be simmered into a strong tea the moment a winter cough set in. As manufactured cold remedies became widely available and heavily advertised through the 20th century, this once essential root quietly disappeared from most home gardens. Elecampane root is traditionally simmered in water for a strong, warming tea. Number 18. Yarrow, the wound herb replaced by the modern medicine cabinet. We close with yarrow, a plant once kept in nearly every household specifically to stop bleeding and calm inflammation from everyday cuts and scrapes, working in the same spirit as sassafras, the very first herb on this list, both quietly pushed aside by modern industry and regulation. From a banned root beer flavoring to a forgotten wound herb, this entire list tells one story, that convenience quietly replaced a kitchen full of real, working remedies within a single generation. Yarrow leaves can be crushed fresh and applied directly to minor cuts and scrapes.